Hey guys, Tyler here with JB Diesel. Welcome back. I know it's been a couple weeks, but we are finally got some time to make a video about Grover and what we have done in the past while. Motor and tranny are out. We have made a new little design for Psalms 106.8, which I think is pretty cool. Maybe we can get some merch made. If you guys be interested in that, let me know. But here's a whole pile of parts. Here's a spare engine block and crank, stainless diesel turbo, NV4500, BD intercooler, it's just stock radiator, transfer case. So, like I said before, stock driveline, all the fun stuff after that. Today, I'd like to be covering something in Lamentations. And for those that don't know, that is a book in the Bible. And I didn't really know why. I knew earlier, like a week ago, the next video I made was going to have Lamentations in it. I didn't understand why, but it makes sense now. And let me fill you guys in on that. So who wrote Lamentations? It's said to be wrote by Jeremiah, but it is also thought to have multiple different authors, and it is a series of poems, so each chapter of the book is a poem. And it is all after the fall of Jerusalem, and it captures the grief of the chaotic aftermath of this destruction. And this really plays in the part, I think, with what we have, what we have discovered here. What I'm going to show you today. So let me read a little bit of this. This is Lamentations 3:1 through 24. I am the one who has seen all afflictions that come from the rod of the Lord's anger. He has led me into the darkness, shutting out all light. He has turned his hand against me again and again all day long. He has made my skin and flesh grow old. He has broken my bones. He has besided me and surrounded me with anguish and distress. He has buried me in a dark place like those long dead. Doesn't sound very pleasant, does it? It gets better. He has walled me in, I cannot escape. He has bound me in heavy chains, and though I cry and shout, he has shut out my prayers. He has blocked my way with a high stone wall. He has made my road crooked. He has hidden like a bear or a lion waiting to attack me. Sounds a lot more like the devil or the enemy, don't it? He has dragged me off the path and torn me to pieces, leaving me helpless and devastated. He has drawn his bow and made me the target for his arrows. He shot his arrows deep into my heart. My own people laugh at me. All day long they sing their mocking songs. He has filled me with bitterness and given me a bitter cup of sorrow to drink. He has made me chew on gravel and rolled me in dust. Peace has been stripped away, and I have forgotten what prosperity is. I cry out, my splendor is gone. Everything I had hoped for the Lord is lost. Sounds like this guy is in a pretty low spot. The thought of my suffering and homelessness is bitter beyond words. I will never forget this awful time as I grieve my loss, yet I still dare to hope. When I remember this, the faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies never cease. Great is his faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh each morning. I say to myself, the Lord is my inheritance, therefore I will hope in him. Let me repeat that. So these are verses 22 through 24. The faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies never cease. Great is his faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh each morning. I say to myself, the Lord is my inheritance, therefore I will hope in him. So after those 21 verses of absolute sorrow, worst possible things you could think of, I mean, I don't know, but if you had to eat gravel and then get rolled in the dirt or get attacked by a bear or a lion, like, this is pretty pretty bad times this guy's walking through. And like I said, it is all describing this catastrophic, extreme destruction that the Israelites experienced at the fall of Jerusalem. But yet they still have hope in the Lord because his mercies renew every day and his love never fails. And now this all ties in together beautifully with what we have found here today. So here's the exciting stuff. I find this very exciting. Some of you probably not, but that's okay. Here is our engine block, 6-cylinder 5.9. Let me go into a little bit of details. Get it to work for me. Here is a Northeast Diesel service, 13 mil egg gov P pump. Let's see what else we got here. We got a 24 valve head, stainless diesel T6 exhaust manifold. We have a pure diesel power side draft intake on that. Very snazzy, sharp looking setup. We got our rocker assembly out. We got heavy duty push rods, that sort of stuff. Back to the engine here. We'll show you some of the cool stuff. So we know, I showed in the last video that the rod bearings were bad, but look at this. That's valves hitting the piston. And here, this mark, that is where the piston actually hit the head. And if you see that shiny, forgive my camera, if you see that shiny dot right in the center there, that's where the injector hit the piston. And we can find this in this bore, that bore's got shiny, and even the injector in number 3. So 3, 4, 5, and 6 all had a big smooching party, and I don't like smooching parties. Not good. So we are yet have to pull the rods out to see the exact damage on them. So I will try to record that, maybe set up in time lapse if I can get my camera to cooperate. It's not cooperating best at the moment. So I will try to get that for you in time lapse, and then we will examine the destruction together. So I'll be with you directly. Alright guys, we got our rod caps off, the last two, and we had to actually loosen up the mains to get it to move. But we got it to move, got it to where I could get the last two off all the way. And we got it so that our timing mark's aligned so we can get our pump off. That'll be the next. I'll show you these caps here. My camera will cooperate. So this is number 4 right here. Look at that that blued steel there. That it's terribly heat distorted, and there's a bunch of scarring in there. And this is number 3. There's a big color difference between 4 and 3, but even 3, you can tell it's got a little bit of a dark brown tint to it. Inside is blue. Here's number 2, a lot lighter compared to 4. There's 3, 2, and there's 1. 1's, 1 and 2 are the best looking. Inside's nice, oh, that's just a little bit of, that's just a little bit of oil scum in there. 2 is actually the nicest looking one, but 2's bearing does not look very happy. And there's 1's bearing. Now if we go over here to our crank, there's number 1 rod journal. That's not that nice. Number 2. Number 2. Pretty nice shape, number 2. Keep up the good work. And here's number 3. Bearing still on there. It's loose, awfully blued. You can see some grindings coming out there. See if we can get this popped off. Oh yeah. There's that bearing. I'd say that's reusable. And there's the rod journal. That's nice. Here's number 4. Bearing is on there still. That one is tight. And this one actually, it doesn't have the grindings or these filings coming out, these shavings, like number 3 does here. These little rough shavings. Number 4 is actually, you can see where there's the line right by my nail there. and then how it gets dark. So when you rub your finger across that, you actually feel that's a lip. So what happened on this one is like when you got some mud or something in your hand and you squeeze it and it comes out. So what happened is this one just got like squeezed or something, is kind of what it's like. And this black part of it here, right there, that's what squeezed out when it got under pressure. And there's number 5 and good old number 6 back there. So yeah, here's our tone wheel. Looks like it's all there, I would say. Nice and busted up. So there's that. You guys are seeing it as soon as I seen it. Lots of damage, lots of boo-boos. Being that we had to loosen the mains to get it to turn tells me that there may be main damage. We'll find out. That's as far as I'm going to go tonight. Another thing is, in our first video I told you and clipped in where the oil pump idler gear fell off. So here's what the oil pump looks on the truck now. So here is the actual drive gear on the pump, and then there's this idler gear between the crank and the pump gear. Sorry, excuse me. So crank, idler gear, drive gear on the pump, and then there's a little bearing back in there. And when we overhauled this first time, put a new pump in, and it comes with the bearings already on it, and this bearing failed, so this pump or this gear tipped ahead, but it's got this little lip here, or this extension on it for whatever reason, and that little extension fell in this thing, and you can see this is all scarred up, and here's where the teeth on that pump were riding right there, chewing that up. So I believe that's why we're having all these problems so far down the road here. That has been a very long-term, extensive part failure. Oil pump's very vital to a healthy engine, so I think that's why we're in the boat we're in. Not sure though, but we gotta get this thing tore down the rest of the way so we can get it out to the machine shop so that they can put the Gorilla girdle in. And when you do that, you gotta line hone the mains so that when you put studs in, instead of having a circle, it makes more of an egg-shaped hone because there's more clamp load on it, so it squishes it, distorts the bearings, and messes with the clamp load on them. So gotta get it tore down so we can get it to the machine shop so we can get it back together, so maybe one day we can see this thing run again. So that's all I got for now. Stay tuned for the next video. Like, subscribe, make a comment, just do whatever you feel. So have a good rest of your week.